Okay, so we'll continue here. Uh, sigma plus j omega is equals to 2 by t e raised to minus j omega 2. Just simplified, just rearranging this, taking common and writing in this form. Okay, so I've written this form. You'll understand in this step, next step, which is written as this is nothing but sine and this is nothing but the cos. So I get 2 sine, 2j sine omega by 2, and this is 2 cos omega by 2. Okay, so this sigma plus j omega equals to j omega is equals to 2 by t 2j sine omega by 2 and 2 cos omega by 2, right? So this is sigma plus j omega is equals to j 2 by t tan omega by 2. This is sine by 2 is nothing but tan. Okay, we know that, right? So now this becomes what? Omega is equals to, okay, so this is omega is equals to 2 by t tan omega by 2. Okay, tan omega by 2 tan omega by 2 is equals to written can be nt by 2, and omega by 2 is equal to tan inverse of nt by 2. So this omega, the distal frequency omega, this omega is equals to 2 tan inverse n into t by 2. Okay, so now this is the equation for distal frequency, right? So if you plot this expression, so you could see here this is analog frequency on the x-axis and distal frequency on the y-axis. So if you see band of frequencies A, B, C, so 3 different bands have been taken. Okay, so these band frequencies on the distal side, if it goes on the distal frequency side, this becomes expands. This expands. The lower frequencies get expands, and as you go on the higher side, the higher frequency gets compressed. So this is nothing but warping effect. Okay, that's what been written over here, right? So you can see there. Next we'll go to the bilinear bilinear transformation properties. Okay, so the s to z plane relation is given as this. You know that the entire plus j omega axis of the s plane maps to the upper half circumference of the unit circle in the z plane. It means that the poles lying on the plus j omega axis are mapped upper half of the circumference of the unit circle, right? So this is what been shown here. This is plus j omega axis, the real axis, whatever the poles are lying here, those are mapped on the upper half circle of the circumference of the unit circle. The entire minus j omega maps on the lower half of the circumference, right? In this side, these poles are mapped here on the lower half of the unit circle, circumference of the unit circle. Okay, entire left half of S plane is mapped inside the unit circle. Entire left half of the plane is mapped to inside the unit circle. You can refer that diagram there. So that's why thus the stable analog filter results in stable digital filter. Okay, so entire the right half of S plane is mapped outside the unit circle of Z plane. So this unstable analog filter results unstable digital filters. So if the analog filter is unstable one, then results digital filter also unstable one. Right. So this is with this regarding with respect to bilinear transformation. Right. So you can take one example directly. So these are all connected, right? So the thing is, first is given the analog frequency specifications. So for design a filter, first you have to write the analog filter, design an analog filter. It may be using Butterworth or it may be using Chebyshev, whichever is asked. Okay, if you ask to design Chebyshev, you have to follow the Chebyshev design process, and if you ask to asked to design the Butterworth, then you have to follow the Butterworth design steps. So you have to opt that transfer function of the required analog filter, required analog Butterworth or Chebyshev filter. So once you get that, then you have to use this bilinear transformation and convert that to digital filter. So this is the entire design process flow. Okay, so for example, if it asks to Butterworth filter, okay, with given some design specifications, you have to opt for order n omega c, right? And once you get the order n, you have to take the normalized Butterworth transfer function, convert that to your required Butterworth transfer function based on which filter is asked. So there it becomes your required transfer function of the filter gets ready, and once you get that transfer function, then apply this bilinear transformation. Substitute s is equals to 2 by t 1 minus z inverse 1 plus z inverse, then rearrange, simplify, rearrange, then you get the transfer function of a digital filter. So this is the flow. Okay, Right, so one simple example is directly the transfer function is given here. Okay, h3 of s is given as 1 by s plus 1 into s square plus 1. If you ask to convert this to digital, then what you have to do, you have to do the h3 of z is equal to h3 of s, where s is replaced by 2 by t 1 minus z inverse plus 1 plus z inverse. So you have to change this to that way and simplify, rearrange, you get the transfer function of digital filter. Right, so rest examples you can refer there. Right, so we'll go to the next one. S to Z plane mapping, the second method, which is bilinear, which is uh, not bilinear, it is finite uh, approximation of derivations. It is also called as finite backward difference method. Okay, so we'll see that one now. Okay, so total this is the another method which we call it as approximation of derivative or finite backward difference method. Okay, the total derivative may be approximated by the backward difference method. So this, the figure we have shown, and total derivative can be written as dy t by dt is equals to y of nt minus y of n minus 1 t by total t. So you use using usual notations of the for discrete quantity, we write as dy t by dt is yn of discrete quantity, as we done in the previous case binary transformation. Dy t by dt can be written discrete quantity y of n, and this is y of n minus 1 divided by t. Okay, so taking Laplace again, we are converting it to s domain. S of is, this becomes dy t by dt is s of is, so this becomes y of z, this becomes z inverse y of z whole divided by t. So this s of is can be written as 1 minus z inverse by t into y of z. Y of z is taken common, that's it, y of z is taken common, so here it is 1 minus z inverse by t into y of z. So yes, you get it as 1 minus z inverse by t. The transfer function of digital filter obtained from n-log filter by replacing s is equals to 1 minus z inverse by t. Right, so transforming n-log filter obtained from digital filter and obtained from n-log filter is replacing s is equals to 1 minus z inverse by t. So this is nothing but the equation for finite difference, finite backward difference method, or approximation of derivatives method. Okay, so this is the there are some characteristics given which you can refer it. Okay, so here directly the same example, if you take s2 of s is equals to 1 by s square plus root 2 s plus 1, which was given if you ask to convert this to digital filter using this finite backward difference method. So just replace s by 1 minus z inverse by t. T is your sampling period, right? Just replace this, rearrange, you get the digital filter equation. Okay, so here there is not required a warping and pre-warping process, so directly you can do here. Okay, whereas in in bilinear transformation it is required to be done with the warping and pre-warping method. Okay, so one example I have to take that also, which has been left here in the previous video. Okay, so you can refer this example. Design a LP of Butterworth, design a LP of Butterworth to give Butterworth filter to give a response of 3 dB or less, frequency up to 2 kHz, and attenuation up to 20 dB or more beyond 4 kHz using bilinear transformation S to Z mapping. So what they have done is they have asked to design a digital filter using bilinear transformation method. So the design data is there. 2 kHz is the frequency, minus 3 dB is alpha p, fs this is fp, and the fs is 4 kHz, and alpha s is this. So take first step is you have to pre-warp this, because you have to design a digital filter using bilinear transformation. You have to, this is the add-on step. So these frequencies what has been given, to pre-warp this. So wp is omega p by f naught. So do you get this as 0.45 radians? Same thing, this is 0.85 radian. Wp and ws, there is omega p and omega s, you can say, or omega usually get confused between distal omega and n-log omega. So this is called as wp and ws. Usually we can refer this way, right? So but both are omega only. This is a digital frequency, that is analog frequency. So this I'll call it as wp and ws, which refers to digital frequencies. Okay, right. So since the bilinear transformation is to be pre-Wahab, passband, stopband edge frequencies, So you know the equation omega p dash, right? So first analog frequency, this is a digital frequency, convert this to analog with using this p warp. So this becomes omega p dash is equals to 2 by t tan inverse of omega p by 2. So this equation you know already. So using this you get 1.53 1453.8 radians per second. Same way omega s dash is you get 61553.6 radians per second. So once you get this frequencies, then the procedure remains same. Okay, so this you treat as omega p and omega s, and then compute n, then compute omega c. This is a Butterworth filter design. They are not mentioned there is a Chebyshev, so you can use Butterworth also, Butterworth filter, right? So then calculate omega c, then you know the order n is 2, so you get the equation of normalized Butterworth filter of second order is this 1 by s square plus 2 root 2 s plus 1, right? And this then you replace this s by s divided by 14530 omega c cutoff frequency, right? Then you rearrange this, you get a transfer finite transfer function, and then apply bilinear transformation, and then replace s by 2 by t1 minus z inverse 1 plus z inverse, and simplify, you get this transfer function h of z, which is a digital frequency digital filter transfer function. Okay, so this is a method how we can go ahead. Same thing with finite difference method also. You need not to do warping and pre warping there in the, if the method is asked to design the digital filter using finite difference method, finite backward difference method. So directly you can start the design. You need not to do the warping and pre warping methods. Okay, right.